Oh, okay.
What's up, gamers? Or wait, they're liars. I forgot. That's what we're calling them now.
Yeah.
Not gamers, liars. Haha. Yo, I'm gonna make an intro.
I really do.
I'm gonna make
But
an intro. Which is gonna be like a giant black screen that just says disclaimer at the front of it, and then the deep
this
voice
is
guy.
7 minutes long.
Yeah, I didn't put the video in. It was a Blender clip. Oh,
Okay,
you wanna
there
cry? We can watch something afterwards. I'll make you cry.
What would make me cry?
It was a Pixar short.
Oh. Which one?
Kit Bull.
Oh.
I watched like a clip of that and I'm like, wow, I want to die. And then I watched the full video. I'm like, wow, I want to die again. That was.
I was waiting for you to be like, I watched a Sporky short, and I'm like,
A what?
I hate. A Toy Story.
Oh no, it was a Pixar.
Yeah, no.
Or it was a Pixar shorts. Okay, you want to go back to the beginning, I guess, wherever that is, right here.
Sure. We might skip a bit.
The final 2020 presidential debate between President Donald J. Trump.
Are they going to do
and
another vice president?
No,
Tonight's
just
debate
one.
Is sponsored by the Commission on Presidential Debates.
That sucks.
It is conducted under health and safety
I really
protocols
wanted to see Kamala
decided
Harris
by the Commission's health security
screw up.
advisor. The audience here in the hall has promised to remain silent. No cheers, boos.
That I don't think will happen.
No tears, no booze, no nothing. They're also in Tennessee, so I wonder who's the favored.
Except right now, as we welcome to the stage former Vice President Joe Biden and President Donald J. Trump.
She's got a very chiseled chin. Aw, Joe's so cool coming out with his mask on. They all look so stupid.
He did a thumbs up. Wait, go back. Go back.
Good evening from.
What? Went a little too far back.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, Biden?
He's gonna go. He goes to the stage, right? Because they're both supposed to stand there and then go over. But he's like, oh wait.
Oh, a
Does
little
kiss
kiss. Thumbs
and
up
then
to Trump.
thumbs up.
I do want to say a very good evening to both of you. This debate will cover 6 major topics. At the beginning of each section, each candidate will have 2 minutes uninterrupted to answer my first question. The debate commission will then turn on their microphone only when it is their turn to answer, and the commission will turn it off exactly when the 2 minutes
Also,
expire.
it doesn't matter.
Both microphones will remain on, but on behalf of the voters, I'm going to ask you to please speak one at a time. The goal is for you to hear each other and for the American people to hear every word of what you both have to say. And so with that, if you're ready, let's start. And we will begin with the fight against the coronavirus. President Trump, the first question is for you. The country is heading into a dangerous new phase. More than 40,000 Americans are in the hospital tonight with COVID, including record numbers here in Tennessee. And since the two of you last shared a stage, 16,000 Americans have died from COVID. So please be specific. How would you lead the country during this next stage of the coronavirus crisis? 2 minutes uninterrupted.
So, before he even answers, let's just take a moment here. What would you do for the next stage? Whereas before they would be like, what would you do for coronavirus? So they're now rewording it to make sure that it doesn't include the past leading up to this point. So that means that nothing so far matters, pretty much. They're saying, what would you do from here on out? But as we've seen in Biden's campaign,
yeah.
So let's just see how this goes.
Oh wait, you gotta hold on.
What?
Just wanted to just show something real quick.
Next stage of the coronavirus crisis. 2 minutes.
Yo, Trump got kind of a dumper.
Oh gosh.
Trump
Okay.
kind of thick. Look at it. Look at it.
That's what you're gonna point out. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, also,
All
she's
right.
she's slightly attractive. That's the only thing I was gonna say.
We may just have to
She's
pull
not
up a
bad.
video of like all the times done bad stuff as a reporter, and you might not feel the same way.
No, no, I don't. I'm not talking about all that. I'm just saying, like, face and stuff. She's okay.
Her face is good. The rest of her, no.
I'm not objectifying women. I'm stating a fact or an opinion, as you would say. Okay, we can.
Uninterrupted.
Yeah, we can go.
So, as you know, point two.
Let me play it!
people modeled out were
Stop it!
the greatest economy in the world in order to fight this horrible disease that came from China. It's a worldwide pandemic. It's all over the world. You see the spikes in Europe and many other places right now. If you notice, the mortality rate is down 85%. The excess mortality rate is way down and much lower than almost any other country. And we're fighting it, and we're fighting it hard. There is a spike. There was a spike in Florida, and it's now gone. There was a very big spike in Texas. It's now gone. There was a very big spike in Arizona. It's now gone. And there are some spikes and surges in other places. They will soon be gone. We have a vaccine that's coming. It's ready. It's going to be announced within weeks, and it's going to be delivered. We have Operation Warp Speed, which is the military is going to distribute the vaccine. I can tell you from personal experience that I was in the hospital. I had it, and I got better. And I will tell you that I had something that they gave me, a therapeutic, I guess they would call it. Some people could say it was a cure. But I was in for a short period of time, and I got better very fast, or I wouldn't be here tonight. And now they say I'm immune. Whether it's 4 months or a lifetime, nobody's been able to say that, but I'm immune. More and more people are getting better. We have a problem that
What did they give to him in the hospital?
Well, I think
They just
I think
be
I
like,
think
hey,
he,
we're just gonna test the vaccine on the president.
well, I think he did say he. Well, I don't. Did he say it was actually a vaccine? He said therapeutic
Therapeutic.
something. I think he also did say, or someone said something that he did have. I can't remember exactly who said it, but he did say he did actually give a name of like a medication or something. Here in a little bit. What's fun is Trump gives a decent answer, and that's good. And then we go to Biden, and then he just goes full attack dog.
that's a worldwide problem. This is
Talked about how well he's done.
But I've
Talking about what he's planning on doing.
On what we've been able to do. With the, if you take a look at what we've done in terms of goggles and masks and gowns and everything else, and in particular ventilators, we're now making ventilators all over the world, thousands and thousands a month, distributing them all over the world. It will go away, and as I say, we're rounding the turn, we're rounding the corner. It's going away.
Okay, former Vice President Biden, to you, how would you lead the country
Oh,
out
boy.
of this crisis? You have 2 minutes uninterrupted.
220,000 Americans dead. If you hear nothing else tonight, hear this. Anyone who's responsible for not taking control, in fact, not saying I take no responsibility initially, anyone who's responsible for that many deaths should not remain as President of the United States of America.
Keeping that in mind,
Yeah.
how many people died for the swine flu?
That Trump brings that up. Now, you and your administration, you and Obama did a great job, freaking curbing the swine flu. Great job there, guys. But let's just give Trump crap.
Only killed 10,000.
I mean, yeah, it was not nearly as contagious as well.
No, there's like it's not a comparison.
No,
but
not at all. It's yeah, you can't really compare the two. I mean, they did a horrible job dealing with it, which is why Trump brings it up here in a little bit. But it's you can't compare.
No.
We're in a situation where there are 1,000 deaths a day now, 1,000 deaths a day, and there are over 70,000 new cases per day. Compared to what's going on in Europe, as the New England Medical Journal said, they're starting from a very low rate. We're starting from a very high rate. The expectation is we'll have another 200,000 Americans dead between now and the end of the year. If we just wore these masks, the president's own advisors have told him, we could save 100,000 lives.
Wasn't Trump wearing a mask? Like, has he been wearing masks?
Mm-hmm.
It's just because the fact he said a giant nationwide putting like mask wearing crap, which is what Biden says he's gonna do for the next 2 years, is just make everyone wear masks all the time.
The thing is that Trump just takes it off before he walks in because, well, there's no one around him.
Yeah, and so did Biden just then at the beginning.
Well, Biden just came up with it because, well,
yeah, he wanted to show off.
Yeah, but like, you can't say a foreign country is doing better than the United States when it comes to this, when you have to compare population, you have to compare
size, you gotta compare.
Things were done, the size of the community. Like, you have to take several things into account. You can't just be like, well, this country had less people died in this country. Well, there's less people in that country. So,
yeah. Like Italy. How many people are in Italy? Hey Siri.
Not a lot. Well, there is a lot.
What's the population of Italy? 60 million. There's what, 250 million here? There's 400. I can't remember numbers.
So it's a lot.
It's a lot more than that.
Yeah. So keeping that in mind, but also then he's talking about how everything Trump said was well accurate. Didn't say anything out. The vaccine about coming sometime soon. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it has a 98% success rate, but I think they're just trying to make sure nothing bad happens to you.
Yeah.
So they're taking very good precautions.
Giant
so
side effects. Grow like a third arm or something.
Not coming through.
Very cool.
But then Biden's pretty much talking about how he's just not fit to lead because
that's all they got.
Many people die.
They can't actually get him on anything.
No.
And that's why Kamala Harris and Biden were both just like, he's bad. He's just a bad guy. You just need to realize this by now. He's done this and this and this. And that's it. Because they actually have nothing useful to actually say except for Trump bad. And I'm pretty sure this debate did absolutely nothing. I'm pretty sure debates and all this crap is supposed to sway undecided voters, but I don't think there is any.
Yeah.
I doubt there are any undecided voters at this point.
The president thus far and still has no plan.
No plan.
Didn't he just say his plan?
He just told you his plan.
He just told you his entire plan. This is something he says a few times in the next few minutes. Is he has no plan. He doesn't know what he's doing. He has no plan. But he just said what was going to happen.
He literally just told you his entire plan.
Did you already forget?
What I would do is make sure we have everyone encouraged to wear a mask all the time. I would make sure
he's gonna keep that in his hand constantly.
Of rapid testing, investing in rapid testing. I would make sure.
Rapid testing.
Just go. Get like a machine that just jams up your nose automatically. That wouldn't go wrong.
So we'd all have to go get tested, and they would force us to go get tested.
Yes.
Okay.
And forced to get a vaccine.
Well, I'm getting forced to get a vaccine no matter what.
That's true, but so, I mean, like everybody, you're already the government.
Yeah, I'm already.
All right, stop! Don't do that. Government's bad.
That we set up national standards as to how to open up schools and open up businesses so they can be safe.
They already did that.
They did.
Already open. There hasn't been many COVID. Actually, I don't even think there's been a COVID death in a high school. So
Doubt it.
at least,
Unless it was like
in,
an
at least in
old
our area.
T-shirt.
I don't know about other areas. I would have to look that up, but I'm pretty sure they're.
Yeah.
And give them the wherewithal, the financial resources to be able to do that. We're in
So more debt. Okay.
Let's go.
a situation now where the New England Medical Journal, one of the most serious journals in the whole world,
That's a lie.
Yeah.
said for the first time ever that the way this president has responded to this crisis has been absolutely tragic. And so
absolutely tragic. You do know you talked how bad he did when closing the country down, but that actually worked.
See,
Better.
it's so hypocritical. He said Trump didn't do a good thing, but then called him xenophobic when he said that he closed off stuff from China. And that's what Trump brings up here in a little bit, is Biden called him a xenophobe when he closed, just trial from China when all this crap happened, and he got mad at him. And now he's saying that he should have done it sooner. And he should
sooner. He did it within the first 4 days.
He did it very fast.
Yeah, I don't know what else.
folks, I will take care of this. I will end this. I will make sure we have a plan.
Almost over.
President Trump, I'd like to follow up with you in your comments. You talked about taking a therapeutic. I assume you're referencing Regeneron. You also said a vaccine will be coming within weeks.
Yes.
Is that a guarantee?
No, it's not a guarantee, but it will be by the end of the year. But I think it has a good chance. There are two companies, I think, within a matter of weeks, and it will be distributed very quickly.
Can you tell us which?
One of those companies is John and John.
Yep.
And the other one, I don't want to say the wrong one, but I want to.
I'm currently looking at what Regeneron is. I'm kind of curious.
Tell us which companies?
Johnson and Johnson is doing very well. Moderna is doing very well.
Oh, look at that.
Pfizer is doing
Who
very
knew?
well.
Look at that. Called it. But
We
anyways,
have numerous others. Then we also have others that we're working on very closely with other countries, in particular Europe.
Let me follow up with you, and because this is new information, you have said a vaccine is coming soon with.
he said that in the last debate.
Yep.
He said there's a vaccine coming in the last debate. What do you mean new evidence?
Evidence?
Yeah. She goes, did she say new evidence or new?
Sure, we move in the direction of rapid, where the New England
President Trump.
Very well, and we have numerous others.
Very well.
Then we also have others that we're working on very closely with other countries, in particular Europe.
Let me follow up with you, and because this is new information, you have.
New information.
New information. This is new
It's
information. I remember him saying something about a vaccine in the last debate.
Yeah.
Said a vaccine is coming soon within weeks now. Your own officials say it could take well into 2021 at the earliest for enough Americans to get vaccinated. And even then, they say the country will be wearing masks and distancing into 2022. Is your timeline realistic?
No, I think my timeline is going to be more accurate. I don't know that they're counting on the military the way I do, but we have our generals lined up, one in particular that's the head of logistics. And this is a very easy distribution for him. He's ready to go as soon as we have the vaccine. And we expect to.
That's not a lie. They are ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, what else they got going on?
But I mean, getting that amount of people vaccinated. I mean, well, actually, you just have to really do the old people first.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100% do the old people first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was actually curious. What is the definition of debate?
I'm gonna assume it's. Let's see, without looking it up, because let's see, what would be a good definition of debate?
Yeah.
providing evidence on both sides and coming to a mutual agreement at the end.
See, when I think of debate, I think of this, which is said arguing about a subject, especially in a formal manner. Like, you know, like when they do debates and stuff, they kind of just, they don't really argue, but they have one point and another point, and they have to like talk back and forth and actually talk to each other about certain things. And that's what I always assume debate is, but apparently it's just two grown men sit there and talk for an hour and a half. Personally, I liked it better when they were screaming at each other. It was more entertaining. But
I mean, he ends up doing that later, but I gotta watch like a little bit of it towards the end. And
To have 100 million vials.
yeah,
As soon as we have the vaccine, he's ready to go.
Vice President Biden, your reaction, and just 40% of Americans say they would definitely agree to take a coronavirus vaccine if it was approved by the government. What steps would you take to give Americans confidence in a vaccine if it were approved?
Make sure it's totally transparent. Have the scientists of the world see it, know it, look at it, go through.
well, that's what happens when a vaccine comes out, Biden. Transparent. I don't know if it's see-through, but
it's like water.
all the processes. And by the way, this is the same fellow who told you this is going to end by Easter last time. This is the same fellow who told you that, don't worry, we're going to end this by the summer. We're about to go into a dark winter, and he has no clear plan, and there's no prospect that there's going to be a vaccine available for the majority of the American people before the middle of next year.
Ops is here. I'll be back. Okay? Yeah, if you want to keep watching and talk, it's fine. Hold on.
Well, he left. All right. Let me grab this real quick. Fudge. Come on. Okay. Lie down. Okay. The cats are down. Well, two of them. Alrighty. So yeah. Evan. Oh, he's coming back. Okay. Hello. Oh, it's here.
I have a box.
Yes. After.
But
Okay, well.
I'm just gonna wanna look at the box. I'm gonna put it on the full camera.
Also, this is how much he is impatient. He can't wait. There you go.
I want it. Like you suck. Okay, let's hurry up and finish this.
Winter and
Okay.
Oh wait, I'm texting me.
Also,
You know,
Gritty has joined us for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't have gotten this yesterday. Did you see how nice it was out yesterday?
Yeah. Now it's raining.
Now it's raining and cold. Of course.
Yeah, you can't fly it. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I mean, technically I could. Is it smart? No.
Definitely, it will break.
Nah.
winter and at all. We're opening up our country. We've learned and studied and understand the disease, which we didn't at the beginning. When
Sorry, I keep
closed
looking at
and
it.
banned China from coming in heavily infected, and then ultimately Europe. But China was in January. Months later, he was saying I was xenophobic. I did it too soon. Now
Whoa. Look at that. Anaphobic.
Xenophobic.
Yeah, it doesn't help Biden's case when he just sits there and doesn't come out till like March, May. Or no, May. It was May. He finally spoke out against Trump in May. Doesn't help his case.
Saying, "Oh, I should have, moved quicker," but he didn't move quicker. He was months behind me, many months behind me, and frankly, he ran the H1N1 swine flu, and it was a total disaster. Far less lethal, but it was a total disaster. Had that had this kind of numbers, 700,000 people would be dead right now. But it was a far less lethal disease. Look, his own person who ran that for him, who, as you know, was his chief of staff, said it was catastrophic, it was horrible, we didn't know what we were doing. Now he comes up and he tells us how to do this. Also, everything that he said about the way every single move that he said we should make, that's what we've done. We've done all of it. But he was way behind us.
Vice President Biden, your response.
My response is he is xenophobic, but not because he shut down.
He is xenophobic. Hold on. I enjoyed that too much. I'm going back. I'm trying to play it.
It was a total disaster. Had that had this kind of numbers, 700,000 people would be dead right now. But it was a far less lethal disease. Look, his own person who ran that for him, who, as you know, was his chief of staff, said it was catastrophic, it was horrible, we didn't know what we were doing. Now he comes up and he tells us also everything that he said about the way every single move that he said we should make, that's what we've done. We've done all of it. But he was way behind us.
Vice President Biden, your response.
My response is he is xenophobic, but not because he shut down access from China. He did it late after 40 countries had already done that. In addition to that, what he did, he made sure that we had 44 people that were in there in China trying to get to Wuhan to determine what exactly the source was. What did the president say in January? He said, no, he said, this is...
I'm impatient.
The president was trying to be transparent. We owe him a debt of gratitude. We have to thank him. And then what happened was we started talking about using the Defense Act to make sure we go out and get whatever is needed out there to protect people. And again, I go back to this. He had nothing. He did virtually nothing. And then he gets out of the hospital.
Virtually nothing. Not the same as
talks
nothing.
about, this is over. Don't worry. It's all going to be over soon. Come on. There's not another.
Okay. Also, Garvin over this, he was just making it to where he doesn't want to give people, like, scare. He doesn't want to put fear into people. He wants to give them hope. Which I think is a good thing for a president to do. Cough, cough. Biden. Okay. Evan?
Yeah?
Evan?
Yeah? Can I help? Can I help you? Wait, is it in that?
Yeah.
That's the case. That's something else.
That's might just be a box.
Oh, that's instruction manuals. I don't care. That has a charging block on it. That's a charging block.
You know, the instruction manual might be useful.
Shh, no, it's not. Little baby case. Okay, we're gonna. I'll be done after this. I'm just really impatient. I ordered this on the 14th.
Yes, he cannot wait 2 weeks. 2 weeks for something. He's extremely impatient. Yeah.
It's so tiny.
$400 down the.
It's so
Yeah,
tiny.
I know. You saw mine.
Did
You saw
I?
mine. It's not big. Yeah, I brought it to Cap and flew it around.
You did?
Yeah.
You sure?
It actually, that one looks very similar, but it's different brand.
Wait, I gotta bring.
The camera's probably better on that one too.
It can do 1080p 60 FPS or 2.7K 30 FPS.
Then yes, it's
Oh, I don't
definitely
pull
better.
it out. I had to Oh, it comes down. I
Yeah.
have to pull it down.
Yeah.
That's weird. Oh, little baby. I'm sorry. I'm just really, really happy.
This is his new son, everyone.
This is my
This is his new
baby.
son. Or is it a daughter?
I have to name it. My
You
mom,
do
my
have
mom
to name
actually does vinyl stuff, so I can probably put like a little name tag on the top of him. You just name him. I don't know what to name him though.
Or you do one of those what's it called when you like dip it into like the liquid and it gets like a new coat like of paint. It's not paint.
Painted.
The what is it called? I don't know. But you can do that with it probably. You want to make it a cool color.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I don't know if it's waterproof. That might be important
Yeah,
beforehand.
it might be, but I don't know if it is or not. It might be.
I would hope so.
I'm so
I would hope it's waterproof.
that's waterproof. Let's hope.
Water
Then why can't
resistant, at
they
least.
fly it in the rain? There's the charging thingy. Comes with 3 of them.
3?
Yeah, that's why I got the Fly More package. It comes with 3 batteries and a 3 battery charger.
Nice.
To the base package, which was just 1. It was a hefty controller. Or remote.
Yeah.
Hefty.
It's bigger than Evan's head.
It's bigger than the drone.
Yeah. Does it not fold up? It should fold up.
It does.
Okay.
Nice. And then I believe the sticks are inside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've had enough. We can do the podcast now.
Can we?
Boring.
Can we?
Oh, I didn't want to turn you on. I'm sorry. No, don't turn on. I turned it
no.
on. Or I turned on the controller on accident.
Oh.
Or I think
I
actually.
love how I can read the top of your headset
Can you? HyperX.
Yeah. from the glare.
This is actually a really good quality case as well.
Yeah, I'd recommend putting it in that case when you're not using it.
I will. It's made for that case, and I will use it. And you best believe that as soon as this podcast is over, I am going upstairs.
I mean, I don't think you can fly it. It's still raining.
I can fly inside. I mean, it does have a
Sorry,
little,
you're gonna like,
it has the cages to go around the props.
yeah.
If I want to fly inside.
You might not want to like test it inside for the first time. It's
Well,
like
where else am I supposed to freaking do it?
wait.
No!
Yeah,
You already know I'm impatient.
because I flew
Okay.
mine inside and it was broken, and so the problem with mine is that it wouldn't stay stationary and it would always trail somewhere because one of the propellers was malfunctioned, and so it would like instead of being stationary, it would like just fly this way or something. And so I like put it up in top of my bed and just flew. Like I could, and you don't lose you lose control of it.
Mm.
So it just flies like that and just went right into the wall. I'm like, oh, well, that's great.
Nice.
But it doesn't stop when it hits the wall. It just keeps going. It just keeps spinning.
I think it just wanted to die.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Let's get back to this.
We can, yeah, at least we can.
We don't want to?
Well, I'm saying this is going to be a very long episode. As we're 30 minutes in and there's an hour and 52 minutes.
Okay, then let's just watch until an hour or around there and then be done.
and then we do part 2 like tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good.
Not another serious scientist in the world who thinks it's going to be over soon.
President Trump, your
I
reaction?
say over soon. I say we're learning to live with it. We have no choice. We can't lock ourselves up in a basement like Joe does. He has the.
I like it.
They're just taking shots now. Trump's like, "Hey, you started this."
Good.
The ability to lock himself up. I don't know. He's obviously made a lot of money someplace, but he has.
Just
I like how Trump wasn't taking shots until Biden just started taking shots back at him. And he's like, you know what? Screw you, man. I'm done.
Until he just called him a name, and now Trump's like, "All right."
Yeah, he just straight out and called him a xenophobic, and he's like, he's still xenophobic. He's like, you know what? Game on, man.
This thing about living in a basement. People can't do that. By the way, I, as the president, couldn't do that. I'd love to put myself in the basement or in a beautiful room in the White House and go away for a year and a half until it disappears. I can't do that. And Kirsten, every meeting I had, and I'd meet a lot of families, including Gold Star families and military families. Every meeting I had, and I had to meet them. I had to. It would be horrible to have canceled everything. I said, this is dangerous. And you catch it. And I caught it. I learned a lot. Great doctors, great hospitals. And now I recovered. 99.9 of young people recover. 99% of people recover. We have to recover. We can't close up our nation. We have to open
Yo,
our
I'm good.
schools, and we can't close up our nation. Or
Trump
we're not
said I'm
going to have a
good,
nation.
so I am.
Yeah.
Of course, the CDC has said young people can get sick with COVID-19 and can pass it. Vice President Biden, I want to talk broadly about strategy.
Except for
You have
I
sug-
respond to that.
30 seconds,
some
please,
people with issues.
Strategy.
Yes.
Strategy. She wants to talk to him about
I
strategy.
have a question.
Okay.
Like she knows.
He says that we're learning to live with it. People are learning to die with it. You folks home will have an empty chair at the kitchen table this morning. That man or wife going to bed tonight and reaching over. To
Man or wife.
out of habit, where their wife or husband.
Man or
didn't
wife
see
not
that.
there. I don't have a wife. And people and single dads, they're already screwed. Daughters, they don't exist.
Learning to live with it. Come on, we're dying with it. Because
Come on.
It's never said. You said it's dangerous. When's the last time? Is it really dangerous still? Are we dangerous? You tell the people it's dangerous now. What should they do about the danger? And you say, I take no responsibility.
Let me talk about your two.
I don't-
I take
Very
no
quick.
What? But
Wait, I don't think he's ever said that. I don't think he said COVID-19 was an issue and I take absolutely no responsibility for it as your president. I doubt anyone has ever said that.
but
Yeah, I know.
Full responsibility. It's not my fault that he came here. It's China's fault. And you know what? It's not Joe's fault that he came here either. It's China's fault. They kept it from going into the rest of China for the most part, but they didn't keep it from coming out to the world, including Europe and ourselves.
Vice President Biden.
The fact is that when we knew
He's not
Whoa,
wrong.
he just said he's taking responsibility for
I've
it.
taken full
But
responsibility. It's not my
his
fault.
for it.
It's not my fault that it came out. It's not Biden's fault. It's China's fault. And he's not really wrong. But
No, he's not.
I'm excited to hear what Biden's gonna have to say about this. Because it's probably just gonna be stupid.
knew it was coming, when it hit, what happened? What did the president say?
We knew
Wait.
it was coming.
What did he say?
No,
Did you skip ahead?
no. I tried hitting.
Dealing with this. Mr. Vice President, you suggested you would support new shutdowns if scientists recommended it.
People recover. We have to recover. We can't close up our nation. We
I
have
accidentally hit the
CDC has said young people
above
can get sick with
button.
COVID-19 and can pass it. Vice President Biden.
The fact is that when we knew it was coming, when it hit, what happened? What did the president say?
when we
Don't
knew.
worry, it's going to go
Why is he
away.
looking at the moderator?
Easter, don't worry.
You actually have to look at the moderator.
Don't worry. Maybe inject.
You can look at the moderator or
thought it was serious.
the camera.
A whole range of things.
I guess he thinks that she's attractive. Biden wants to sniff that hair. Biden,
well, the thing
Biden
is,
likey.
in a debate, normally you have someone you're supposed to be looking at. Like, for instance, you're supposed to have a judge, and normally you just look at the judge. Or the jury.
I'd be staring at Trump's cheeks.
President said, even today, he thinks we are in control. We're about to lose 200,000 more people.
President Trump.
Are we?
Perhaps just to finish this.
Yeah, I don't know if you missed that. He said that we would lose 200,000 more people by the end of the year.
That's
statistically dumb.
technically is impossible. That's technically impossible.
The entire
numbers you
year,
said.
we're at what? I think 220, 230. And he's saying that we're going to go up to 450 by the end of this year. Are you stupid?
The thing is, no, Biden's like, we have 1,000 people die a day. There's not that many days left in the year.
No.
It's literally impossible.
Yeah.
1,000 deaths a day. Even if it was 1,000 deaths a day. It won't go up. We're past that. We're past that threshold.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be 1,000 or less deaths a day.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, people die. I don't even know how many deaths there are a day because I don't look at that statistic because it doesn't really matter. But I'm also going to assume that might not take into account all the other countries. But who knows? Because I don't know where he's getting that statistic from. So we'll see.
He's getting that from his head.
He said, I shouldn't have closed. And that went on for months. What Nancy Pelosi said the same thing. She was dancing on the
Nancy Pelosi.
Freaking Nancy Pelosi.
goes to China.
I freaking hate Pelosi.
San Francisco. But when he said, this is a terrible thing. You're xenophobic. I think he called me racist even. And because I was closing it to China. Now he says I should have closed it earlier. It just, Joe, it doesn't work.
I didn't say either of those things.
You certainly did.
Excuse me.
Biden just dug himself right there. Just
excuse me. Can we go back to maybe like I don't know 5 minutes ago where you just said I called him a xenophobe, but I still think he's a xenophobe. And now you're out here saying, yeah, he's neither.
Whoa, it was May 12th?
I never said neither.
I think May 12th he came out and called him that.
I don't freaking know, but it's
Talk
so
about how
dumb.
he shouldn't have closed the country. I think it was May 12th. I don't have to look at the date on that. But hey Biden, I think you just screwed yourself there. Like right there.
I talked about his xenophobia in a different context. It wasn't about.
Oh look, he interrupted. He really did, because the only time they're not allowed to interrupt is during the first 2 minutes. But
I called him a xenophobe in a different context. So you still call him a xenophobe, but just not just not at that time. Gotcha.
No, Evan, do you notice how she only said that she'll turn off the microphone isn't turned on unless it's your turn to speak for the first 2 minutes. So anything after that, you can interrupt and do whatever you want.
Yep.
But that doesn't defeat the purpose.
The border to Chinese coming to the United States.
All right, I want to talk about both of your different strategies to handling
He thought
this.
I shouldn't have closed the border.
Well,
that's obvious.
Do you want to respond to that quickly, Vice President
No.
Biden? Okay.
No.
No.
Strategies toward dealing with this. Mr. Vice President, you suggested you would support new shutdowns if scientists recommended it. What do you say to Americans who are fearful that the cost of shutdowns, the impact on the economy, the higher rates of hunger, depression, domestic and substance abuse outweighs the risk of exposure to the virus?
What I would say is, shut down.
Before he answers this, can we first talk about the amount of suicide that's happened this year?
It's been a little bit. The majority of them were Trump's. Where Biden's like 40,000 people died from guns this year. How many were suicide? 23.
Yeah, which how much higher was that than last year's? Yeah,
It's a bit higher.
yeah,
Just a little bit.
bit higher.
Depression.
And that's because of That's because you locked us in a room for what, 2 months, 3 months.
And he suggests that we do it for 2 years and forever. Because scary
Yes,
virus
you are not
kill
allowed to
people,
leave
we
your
might
house.
as well just give up.
You know what that sounds like? Communism. But it's fun.
Yeah, and that's what he likes. Or
It's fine.
Kamala Harris is also socialism. And we all
I
know
don't
that if
even
Biden
think-
gets elected,
She's-
guess who's gonna be president? Who knows? It's gonna be Kamala Harris.
Down the virus, not the country. It's his ineptitude that caused the country to have to shut down in large part. Why businesses have gone under, why schools are closed, why so many people have lost their living, and why
Wait,
they're
what?
concerned. Those
Now he says I should have closed it earlier.
phobia in a different context. It wasn't about closing the border to Chinese coming to the United States.
All right, I want to talk about both of your different strategies to
He
handling
thought
this.
I shouldn't have closed the border.
Well, let's-
That's obvious.
Do you want to respond to that quickly, Vice President
No.
Biden? Okay. Let's talk about your different strategies toward dealing with this. Mr. Vice President, you suggested you would support new shutdowns if scientists recommended it. What do you say to America?
New shutdowns.
New shutdowns. No.
No. Okay.
Americans who are fearful that the cost of shutdowns, the impact on the economy, the higher rates of hunger, depression, domestic and substance abuse outweighs the risk of exposure to the virus?
I love how she doesn't mention
I'm
suicide.
going to shut down the virus, not the country.
Which is depression and stuff.
Shut down the virus and not the country.
Wait,
That's your plan.
I'm confused.
No,
Everything he
that's
says
what Biden-
confuses me.
It's his ineptitude that caused the virus.
It's his ineptitude.
Stutter!
Country to have to shut down in large part. Why businesses
Yo, we
have gone under,
should
why
play the
schools
drinking
are
game
closed.
next part.
Oh,
Every time,
no.
well, I can't remember what it was. It was every time Trump interrupts and Biden stutters. But there were a few other things. It was take a
Yeah,
shot.
of
Every,
course.
it was every time Biden stutters or Trump interrupts, he took a shot.
We wouldn't.
You'd be dead.
We wouldn't be able to get through it. We'd be dead.
You'd be straight dead. Oh.
People lost their living and why they're concerned. Those other concerns are real. That's why he should have been, instead of in a sand trap in a golf course, he should have been negotiating with Nancy Pelosi and the rest of the.
Wait, hasn't he been trying to negotiate with Nancy Pelosi and she's just stubborn? Like with the stimulus check?
Well, yeah, but who wants to do that with Nancy Pelosi? Like,
No
let's
one.
be honest here.
Not
No
even
one.
her
Exactly.
freaking husband. Wait,
No.
I don't even think is she even married? I don't know who wouldn't be married to that.
But the thing is that like, even like, why would you go to her for help? Because
You should. She's not gonna
won't
help.
listen to. She wouldn't listen to him anyways.
Democrats and Republicans about what to do about the acts they were passing for billions of dollars to make sure people had the capacity.
But you haven't ruled out more shutdowns.
Well, no.
I like this. I like
But
this image.
he just said how shutdowns were bad and how it destroyed the economy because all the businesses went out because that's what Trump did. But now he just said he hasn't.
I'm not shutting down the name, but there are, look, you need standards. The standard is if you have a reproduction rate in a community that's above a certain level, everybody says, slow up, more social distancing, do not open bars.
Is he
do not open-
reproduction? As in childbirth?
But I love how he goes, "Oh, slow down, 6 feet apart." Slows
not-
everything.
As soon as you give birth, just put a mask on the baby and chuck it out the window. 6 feet away.
No, but keeping that in mind, like if he's saying, well, I'll let him finish,
Do
but
not open until you get this under control, under more control.
do not open till you
More-
get this under control.
More
So
control.
that means if any. So that would mean that New York City, what, San Francisco, Los Angeles, would just never open.
Dallas,
Ever.
Houston,
It would
all the
open
big
one day,
cities,
like every 3 months.
Denver. Yep.
One day every 3 months, cities would be open.
Go
pretty
get
much.
groceries. Go back.
Yeah.
control. But when you do open, give the people the capacity to be able to open and have the capacity to do it safely. For example, schools, they need a lot of money to open. They need to deal with ventilation systems. They need to deal with smaller classes.
Ventilation systems.
Ah, air conditioning. That's helpful. Jeez.
Schools have that.
Yeah.
Not well, actually, I say that sometimes the ventilation system goes out, but that's with every place.
That works.
So,
Yeah, that's just normal.
I remember the lights going out at my school, and we still had to be in school, which was an entire waste of time. Like, also the air went out, and we still had to be in school, and it was 110 out, but it's fine.
Well, it's been 110 here before.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember that. Actually, yeah, I have. I was probably inside hanging out.
It was, I think, towards the end of, I think it was like May. I think it was like one of the last days of school, and like the thing went out, and we had to stay. And I was like, why?
Just why?
Yeah. Actually, I forget, the lights, 2 times the lights have gone out. Like all the power and everything. One time I had to stay there the entire day. And it happened like second period, so we still had like almost over half a day. And we had to cancel assembly because of it. The second time it happened during my, like, I think middle of my first block. I stayed through it for the second block, and then I left. I had to go somewhere, which was nice because I was like, this is pointless. Anyways,
more teachers, more pods, and he's refused to support that money, or at least up to now.
Let's talk about schools.
just not going to let Trump answer that. Okay.
Nope.
President Trump,
I think we have to respond, if I might.
please, and then I have a follow.
Please.
Trump has to be the moderator. Wait, I have to respond to this.
Let me respond, please.
Let me respond to this. Let me respond to this absolute stupid person over here.
Thank you. I
Great.
appreciate that. Look, all he does is talk about shutdowns, but forget about him. His Democrat governors, Cuomo in New York, you look at what's going on in California, you look at Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Democrats all, they're shut down so tight and they're dying. They're dying. And he supports all these people. All he talks about is shutdowns. No, we're not going to shut down, and we have to open our schools.
Biden's
And
back
it's
there
like,
thinking
as an
about a nice
example, I
pie.
have a young son. He also
Thinking about sniffing
by the
someone's
time I spoke
hair.
to the doctor the second time, he was fine. It just went away. Young people, I guess it's their immune
What happened to
system.
Trump's hair? His hair used to be so luxurious and nice. What happened to it? Like when he first got elected, it
Probably-
used to be great.
See, here's the thing. He's almost 78, so I'm surprised he
true.
still has hair.
To be fair,
begin with.
Biden's not got a decent head of hair. It's not bad. It could be worse.
This is true, and he's almost 78 as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, Biden's 78.
Biden is 78.
Yeah, and Trump's
'cause he's a bit
74.
older than Trump. Trump will be 78.
No, he's like 4 years younger.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got you. Trump is 74.
I thought.
Joe Biden is 77.
Oh, okay. So they're saying that because they said in the last debate that I'm pretty sure Biden's birthday would make him 78 when he's president, like in January, I think it was, and he'll be 70. He'll be 74 for a little bit.
I was just thinking,
So,
can you imagine?
well, actually, no. Oh, that's what they're saying. He'll be 78 when he's done being president.
Oh, yeah,
That's what they were
yeah.
saying.
But the thing is, Biden would be 82.
Don't you mean dead?
No, actually, that's true. He's gonna be dead. He's gonna get elected, and then he's gonna get inaugurated, and then get shot in the face by Kamala Harris from behind or just like a secret blade, like an assassin, just right into the back. No one's gonna notice, and then she's gonna go, oh, oopsies, and walk up to the vial, put her hand on it, and go for it. No.
Not hear that?
Nope.
Okay, my cat's snoring. I just hear it.
Of course. I don't even know where my cat is. My cat hates me.
Well, my bed has 2 cats on it, so I can't even lay down anymore. Sad day.
It's okay. I woke up with a cat. A cat's like being right in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
I'll wake up and I have a dog on my leg and a cat in between my legs, and I'm on my stomach, so I just can't move.
Yeah. So when I was trying to do homework last night, and so I was on the kitchen counter, and Gritty jumped up and just laid down on all of my stuff, and I was just like, well, thank you. And he wouldn't get up. He just refused.
Good.
Just great.
That's a good cat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You've demanded schools open in person and insist they can do it safely, but just yesterday, Boston became the latest city to move its public school system entirely online after a coronavirus spike. What is your message to parents who worry that sending their children to school will endanger not only...
How many people have died?
Everyone.
Also, isn't Boston Democratic? I'm pretty sure they are.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
their kids, but also
It's
their
not
children's
raining.
families.
I want to open the schools. The transmittal rate to the teachers is very small, but I want to open the schools. We have to open our country. We're not going to have a country. You can't do this. We can't keep this country closed. This is a massive country with a massive economy. People are losing their jobs. They're committing suicide. There's depression, alcohol.
Bringing up the facts. You know, I'm curious as to what. So you know how they have like podiums and they have stuff on the podium. What does Biden have on his podium? Like, what does the papers say?
I don't know. Probably just nothing. It just
Trump
says
bad.
it just says suck it.
Trump bad. That's what
Drugs at a level that nobody's ever seen before. There's abuse, tremendous abuse. We have to open our country. You know, I've said it often. The cure cannot be worse than the problem itself. And that's what's happening. And he wants to close down. He'll close down the country if one person in our massive bureaucracy says we should close it down.
Vice President Biden, your
Simply
response.
not true. We ought to be able to walk and chew gum at the same
Not
time.
true.
We ought to be able to safely open.
walk and chew gum at the same time. That is not good.
We're about to hit the hour mark here in a minute or so.
Yeah, but we haven't hit the hour mark. At all.
So I don't care.
Well, I don't care.
I got things I
least
gotta do. Jeez, we're
At least
30
get through
minutes.
half of it, so we can at least do a part 1 and part 2, so we don't have to.
We can do
part 4.
we can do a part 3.
Would be enough to do a part 3 though.
Yo, what do you think is a good temperature to fly this thing in?
I have no idea.
Probably not now, but I really want to. It's 40.
Yeah.
Well, according to
Probably
the
not.
manual, it says don't fly it in temperatures below 32.
Yeah, freezing.
Yeah. So technically, I'd
Especially
be
when
okay.
it's raining.
Well, it's not. I mean, I can see the sun come out a little bit. I checked the radar. There's no green or anything. It just passed a little while ago.
Oh, okay, that's good. So maybe afterwards you're just gonna go on an adventure.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Get a new angle and everything.
Resources to open. You need to be able to, for example, if you're going to open a business, have social distancing within the business. You need to have
We
Why?
have that. We have that.
No,
We have that. The thing.
we do.
Springfield has that.
Have you? No, name dropping. Oh wait, never mind. There's like 800
Springfield.
Springfields.
As long as I don't name the surrounding areas, they're fine.
like,
But the surrounding area, actually, I say
Redacted.
that two of the surrounding areas did just go with what Springfield did, but
they did,
they just signed for it like 2 days ago.
like,
But like
which, give me
one that
like
starts with
dir-
the one that
sorry.
starts with an O.
O.
Oh, bud. Well, we'll talk about this afterwards.
I got. What was the other one? Starts with a.
It was. I'd have to look again. I know
Okay.
one was that one, but
Okay.
If you have a restaurant, you need to have plexiglass dividers so people cannot.
No,
that doesn't work
it doesn't.
because there's a hole in the plexiglass. Oh,
Yeah, that
defeats
would
the
do
purpose.
absolutely nothing. No, the
Or it
COVID
doesn't
can't go through
fully
holes.
around. Oh, also, COVID can just go over it.
Yeah,
So-
now COVID doesn't rise. It stays stationary in front of
You
you.
need to be in a position where you can take testing rapidly and know whether a person is in fact infected. You need to be able to trace. You need to be able to provide all the resources that are needed to do this. And that is not inconsistent with saying that what we're going to make sure that we open safely. And by the way, all you teachers out there, not that many of you are going to die, so don't worry.
Hold on.
Cannot,
please wind that back, please.
cannot infect one another.
Stop it.
Cannot infect one another. You need to be in a position where you can take testing rapidly and know whether a person is in fact infected. You need to be able to trace. You need to be able to provide all the resources that are needed to do this. And that is not inconsistent with saying that what we're going to make sure that we open safely. And by the way, all you teachers out there, not that many of you are going to die, so don't worry about it.
Wow. Wow.
I'm done.
You done?
No, like
Oh.
I'm just done with Biden. Biden's just
And look at his eyes. Look into his eyes.
he's so serious.
He's coming to get you. I kind of want to Photoshop like the hand that breaks through the monitor.
Oh my gosh.
Not that many of you are gonna die, so it's fine. I kind of want to like quote that and then just tweet it at Biden.
No, we got to do that. We have to.
Like
We have to.
wait, hold on. Let me like get a screenshot of this picture. Yeah, let me get rid of the webcam for a quick second.
Okay,
And then let me get this up.
that's incredible. That's incredible. Oh my gosh.
All right. Save as.
So first
Not
he called the
yet.
president, and well, twice he did it, and then a xenophobe, and now he's said that teachers, you don't have to worry about it. Not that many of you are gonna die.
Not that many of you are gonna die. It's
So he's
fine.
saying that we should take precautions, and close, make sure we open up better than before. Gosh.
No, my activate Windows is down there. Dang it.
That's great.
How much more of this you want to watch?
I really just want to see if he'll mess up again. I don't know if he can mess up more.
Jeez, this can be memed so hard.
No, it won't. The media won't do it.
I will.
We are in charge of making this happen. Oh my gosh. That is incredible. Oh, actually, no, I should just you should do it, and I should just tweet it to all of the cat moms and just be like, here you go.
Just take this and do what you will with this.
On Facebook, just be like, go out.
Go. Be
Spread the
free.
word.
Can I tweet it at Biden?
Saying, yeah.
At Biden, and
at Trump, at Biden.
it's just a picture, and it just says, "Not that many of you are gonna die." Biden.
No, you have to say the entire thing.
What was the entire
teachers.
thing? Oh, teachers.
It was wait.
If you have a restaurant, you need to have plexiglass dividers so people cannot infect one another. You need to be in a position where you can take testing rapidly and know whether a person is in fact infected. You need to be able to trace. You need to be able to provide
We do all
the
things.
resources that are needed to do this. And that is not inconsistent with saying that what we're going to make sure that we open safely.
That we open safely. So that would mean that we go back into quarantine. Before we go back to the quote, that means we'd go back into quarantine until Biden and Kamala Harris would find a better solution to open up the country.
Yes.
No one wants to do that.
All you teachers out there, not that many of you are going to.
All you teachers out there, not that many of you are gonna die.
I'm just gonna.
All right. I have Photoshop opens. What font should I use? Comic Sans or Impact?
Does it say by the way?
Yes, he says. By the way.
All right, so don't worry about it.
All you he said, by the way, all you teachers out there.
Vice President Biden, you're
Not inconsistent with.
Are you writing it down?
What?
Yeah, I'm writing it down.
Sure that we can open safely. And by the way.
By the way.
By the way, all you teachers out there.
All you teachers out there, not that many of you are going to.
Not that many of you are gonna die. Wait, how would Impact look? I want to see how Impact would look. I'm actually gonna do a display capture.
So don't worry about it.
So don't worry about it.
It's okay. So I should use Impact, right? Yeah, Impact or Comic Sans. Impact. All right. What was it? By the way. Oh wait, I'm gonna have to make this thing freaking tiny. Jeez.
Oh my gosh.
By the way.
I mean, we could just say not that many of you are going to die.
Yeah, but you gotta hear the whole by the way.
You don't have to put don't worry about it twice, but I find that kind of funny. How he doesn't correct himself after being like, oh, I said something bad. He just goes, yeah, don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. Have a little, like, every little thing is going to be all right playing in the background. Oh my gosh.
Then
thank you for giving us these great quotes.
So it's by the way, all you teachers out there. What was the last line?
Not that many of you are going to die, so don't worry about it. Did you hear? So the first time you heard, like, I heard this and started laughing, were you confused as to why I was laughing so hard?
A little bit.
A little bit, and now you understand.
I do.
That's incredible.
It's freaking priceless.
That's absolutely incredible.
Wow, I'm bad with Photoshop. I found this out.
Oh my gosh. What are you using?
Photoshop.
Is that the name of the... Are you using like a program for it? Or are you just using...
Adobe Photoshop.
Oh.
Yeah, if you have an OTC email, you get 60% off.
You guys don't have that.
Yeah, I did do enrollment last year, so my email is still valid.
Don't ever change.
Not that many of you are gonna die, so don't worry
About it.
about it.
That is. I need to see this though. You need to put in the.
Can you share my screen?
Yeah, do it. Make you a big person. For this
There we go.
stream pause. I don't care. I want.
It's beautiful. I'm gonna change
Yes.
font size, everything. I'm gonna make the "Don't worry about it" bigger, so that kind of just stands out.
No, you should make.
Wait, you're not gonna die. The bigger one.
Yeah, not that you should make. So keep. I think the one on the top's fine. Make the one in the middle a bit bigger, and then make this one smaller, or like the same size as the one up top. And try that. The big thing is not that many of you are gonna die. I mean, the teachers is important too, but the quote we're gonna use is that.
That's probably some of the biggest I can make it.
Okay, it was better smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. Also, that's kind of why it's in the middle as well.
Yeah.
But do you think white would work better for this, or?
Well, I guess you can try it. It depends on the tie, because the tie is white, so
That's
Might-
true.
might get rid of the.
I could also lower it a little bit like that.
Yeah, well,
Like-
actually, that looks pretty fine. It doesn't look terrible.
Right. You.
Oh, no, not that.
not that. Back up there. I like that because it
Or-
like works right there.
Yeah, you could make this so don't worry about it, and not that many of you are going to die together, and then keep, by the way, all teachers out there. So you could make it like it's a one quote at the bottom, and then just have, by the way, all you teachers out there at the top. Yeah,
So just
mess around with it.
Mix these together.
Yeah. No, like keep them
Oh.
like that.
Ah.
No, like keep them like that, but just have the not that many of you just like above it.
Okay. So delete this, make a new text, and put it up here. Right. So the not many of you, not that many of
No.
you.
So keep the not many of you are going to die, and have that right above. Like just drop that down.
You're
Drag it
confusing
down.
me.
Drag it down more. Okay, that. Drag that. Like keep this. So don't worry you about it. Keep that there and drag
Okay.
that down to above it, or it's above the. So don't worry about it.
Drag this above it.
No,
Drag
the other way.
this above it.
Okay, well that's
I don't know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
okay. So you see where it says don't worry about it?
Okay. Yes.
Right above it. But the not that many of you are gonna die. There you go. Like that.
Okay.
That was very hard to
That was
explain.
dumb. Okay. And then I need to change color. I'm bad with Photoshop, man. I'm
Well, you do that.
bad.
Let's see what else he says that's bad.
Oh no.
President Trump, let me follow up with you quickly.
By the way, I
on-
will say
That's it. That's what he ends with.
That
this. If you go and look at what's happened to New York, it's a ghost town. It's a ghost town. And when you talk about plexiglass, these are restaurants that are dying. These are businesses with no money. Putting up plexiglass is unbelievably expensive, and it's not the answer. I mean, you're going to sit there in a cubicle wrapped around with plastic. These are businesses that are dying, Joe. You can't do that to people. You just can't. Take a look at New York and what's happened to my wonderful city for For so many years, I loved it. It was vibrant. It's dying. Everyone's leaving New York.
Take a look
Vice
at what
President
New
Biden.
York.
He's not wrong.
It's not.
He's not. That's the sad part. A lot of people are leaving. Like the amount of people that have left California and have gone to Texas is like an insanely high
Yeah,
number
but I
over the
hate
past.
it.
I think they said like over 1 million people have like moved in the past, like I think it was like 2 years from California or past 4 or 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
And then it had a very large increase.
The sad thing is
People
they're
moving
taking
from
their views
California.
with them.
I mean, the thing is, no, we already know Republicans aren't going to win California. That's
Or New York.
well, we got close during the 2016, so it might happen. Oh yeah, most of New England is just Democrat, so it's very hard to win that. So we'll see.
Work is done in terms of turning the curve down in terms of the number of people dying. And I don't look at this in terms of the way he does. Blue states and red states. They're all the United States. And look at the states that are having such a spike in the coronavirus. They're the red states. They're the states in the Midwest.
No, no, they're not.
They're not.
You literally just go, I look at them as all equal, and then you go, but look at the red state. You can't say I look at all of them as equal and then say, look at the red states. Look at the Midwest. The Midwest is the safest part besides like St. Louis
We don't talk about San
and
Luis.
Chicago.
Yeah, we don't
But
talk
Chicago's
about
always been bad. So we don't,
Detroit.
well, yeah, like the major bad cities, but everywhere else is fine.
Kansas City.
Well, I guess you could say the same thing about New York City, but at the same time, it's just that
I changed the text.
we did.
I changed the color. I stopped the stream. Not wrong one. Photoshop isn't showing up. Let's go.
They're the states in the upper Midwest. That's where the spike is occurring significantly. But they're all Americans. They're all Americans. And what we have to do is say, wear these masks, number one. Make sure we get the help that the businesses need that has money's already been passed to do that. It's been out there since the beginning of the summer, and nothing's happened.
President, New York.
Well, that's because all the businesses are now closed.
Yep.
The money doesn't do anything. Oh, I like it. Yeah.
You like it?
Yes.
What else should I change?
Got a fly on top of it.
Really?
Don't do
Okay,
that.
I'll do it.
Has lost more than 40,000 people, 11,000 people in nursing homes.
President Trump, what
When you
about
say spike, take a look at what's happening in Pennsylvania, where they've had it closed. Take a look at what's happening with your friend in Michigan, where her husband's the only one allowed to do anything. It's been like a prison. Now it was just ruled unconstitutional. Take a look at North Carolina.
That's a point to put out right there.
Yeah.
How it's finally been ruled unconstitutional in Michigan. Someone tells me she's not going to be there for after the election.
Yeah, I doubt it.
No. They had a massive protest too. Peaceful protest. Just I might add that.
Peaceful, sure.
No, it was.
Oh, was it actually? Oh.
Yeah, they were protesting against her.
Every time I hear
wanting-
peaceful protest, I immediately think they're being sarcastic because they're never peaceful.
Yeah, they did they had Steven Crowder and do a thing for it.
Yeah, I like
and
it.
then I think they did another, and then they did a march, I think. Wow.
Let's go to 40 minutes and then I'm ending it.
40?
Because
Okay, we're gonna do a 3-part, and we're doing 3-part.
There's food upstairs. I just got home, and I'm
okay.
freaking starving.
Yeah, I'm hungry too. But
Yeah,
yeah, so we'll do
we've been
3
going
parts.
for an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, so 3 parts.
Yeah, 3 parts.
China. They're having spikes, and they've been closed, and they're getting killed financially. We can't let that happen, Joe. You can't let that happen. We have to open up, and we understand the disease. We have to protect our seniors. We have to protect our elderly. We have to protect especially our seniors with heart problems and diabetes problems, and we will protect them. We have the best testing in the world by far. That's why we have so many cases.
Let me follow up with you before we move on to our next section. President Trump.
We're still in the first section. I just want to point that out.
Of course.
This
Oh, we're
week,
still on the first
President
topic.
Fauci, the nation's best-known infectious disease expert, quote, a disaster. You described him and other medical experts as, quote, idiots. If you're not listening to them, who are you listening to to fight this?
I'm listening
Jesus.
to all of them, including Anthony. I get along very well with Anthony, but he did say, don't wear masks. He did say, as you know, this is not going to be a problem. I think he's a Democrat, but that's okay. He said this is not going to be a problem. We are not going to have a problem at all. When Joe says that, I said, Anthony Fauci said, and others, and many others, and I'm not knocking him a lot. Nobody knew. Look, nobody knew what this thing was. Nobody knew where it was coming from, what it was. We've learned a lot. But Anthony said, don't wear masks. Now he wants to wear masks. Anthony also said, if you look back, exact words, here's his exact words. This is no problem. This is going to go away soon. So he's allowed to make mistakes. He happens to be a good person.
Vice President Biden, your response quickly, and then we're going to move on to the next section.
My response.
Okay, let's let him answer, and then we'll call it.
In January, and didn't tell the American people. He was told this was a serious virus that spread in the air, and it was much worse.
Okay, how does he know that?
He doesn't.
Exactly.
That's how.
Also,
Flu. He went on record and said to one of your colleagues, recorded, that in fact he knew how dangerous it was, but he didn't want to tell us. He didn't want to tell us because he didn't want us to panic. He didn't want us.
Really now. Don't say.
Americans don't panic.
I hate him.
He panicked. But guess what? In the meantime,
We don't panic. Can we just take in consideration all the cities that have been burned from panicking?
California.
Cough,
we
cough.
found out in the New York Times the other day that, in fact, his folks went to Wall Street and said this is a really dangerous thing. And a memo out of that meeting, not from his administration, but from some of the brokers, said sell short because we got to get moving. It's a dangerous problem.
Well, this is
I'm going to give you 30 seconds to respond, and then we're
the
going
Wall
to
Street
move on.
one, I don't know. Somebody went to Wall Street. You're the one that takes all the money from Wall Street. I don't take it.
I haven't.
You have raised a lot of.
Oh, just shots.
Well, that's what all this is. It's just shots back and forth. Well, actually,
Biden really hasn't.
well,
Biden's
it's xenophobe.
apparently taking shots at the American people. You know, those teachers. Taking shots at them.
Should I actually like use the
Yes,
freaking
100%.
podcast Twitter and at Biden and do a few hashtags? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
At Trump and at Biden. You have to do both.
I'll do both.
We can't be biased here.
That's true. And at the moderator as well.
Tremendous amounts of money. And every time you raise money, deals are made, Joe. I could raise so much more money. As president and as somebody that knows most of those people, I could call the heads of Wall Street, the heads of every company in America. I would blow away every record, but I don't want to do that
He's not
because it puts
wrong.
me in a bad position.
Yeah.
And then you bring up Wall Street. You shouldn't be bringing up Wall Street because you're the one that takes the money from Wall Street, not me. I could blow away your records that, like you wouldn't believe. We don't need money. We have plenty of money. In fact, we beat Hillary Clinton with a tiny fraction of the money that she was able to.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to move on.
Don't tell me about Wall Street.
Average contribution, $43.
All right, we're going to move on to our next section, which is national security.
Okay.
Did he just say $43?
I don't know. He's just we don't talk about him. Okay.
Average
We're gonna-
contribution, $43.
All right, we're going to move on to our next.
$43.
Average contribution.
$43.
What does that mean?
That, like you wouldn't believe. We don't need money. We have plenty of money. In fact, we beat Hillary Clinton with a tiny fraction of the money that she was able to.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to move on.
Don't tell me about Wall Street.
Average contribution, $43.
I don't know what that entails.
Like,
I don't know what that means.
people contributed to Trump, average of $43.
To him?
Like, to his campaign when he was running, or
I don't know what is the 43 coming from? Or is it like how much?
Okay, I don't freaking care anymore. He's an idiot.
Alright, let's just end this.
So
Well,
yeah,
this is part 1. We have
part
other 2
1,
parts
part
to do.
2. When it's done, it'll be up there.
Yes.
Yes, maybe.
Well, this is getting posted, and then we'll have to do part 2.
Yeah,
and part
I gotta
3.
jam this into Premiere and add the outro and everything. So, oh, did you see my outro in the last video?
Yes, yeah, I did.
Did you like it?
All right.
I'm happy with that. All right, bye, gamers.